Alright, welcome to another episode of Psoto Desperado Plays Ark Survival Ascended. Oh, there we go. Alright, a little lag there. I went ahead and I got some stuff situated. I moved the Carnos to the area where I want them to actually breed. So I freed up some space up there. And I'm going to go to the island over here, to Carno Island. See if there's anything to tame, because remember I got that 300% rifle, and I got a bunch of narc, so I'm looking to see if I can get Rex or Raptors. I decided not to try to take on anything. I'm going to try to see if I can get a Carno saddle that doesn't suck, something more than 96 points, because 96 is okay, but it's not good enough for a real boss battle. You need 200, 300 for a good boss battle. So I'm going to hit the cave over here, the cave that's on Carno Island, after I look around to see if there's anything I can get. Mind you, I only want this. I can take the baby ceratoses to try to make something out of that later. I can take raptors, and I can take I also need food, really. I need to start saving some food. Raptors and Rexes. Let me clear this beach out a little bit. Pretty high level birds. I think I'm just gonna land. Have them come to me. Oh, that's right. I have the primitive saddle on this one, so it's dangerous to kill this thing. Okay, I gotta be careful. I have the primitive saddle on there. The good saddle I put on Mutant, because Mutant was going into the caves. So Mutant's going into the caves, and I have a primitive saddle. I really shouldn't go into the cave with this. I only have one good RG saddle, so I'm hoping to get a better saddle one day. But I guess I could still tame some shit. Let me try to tame some shit. Then I'll go get Mutant. I thought it'd be the same, but I forgot the saddles. I forgot I only have one good saddle for RGs. Just one 100-point saddle. Carnos. That's how it was when I first started. Getting a lot of damage. I have to keep healing as I go. There we go. Yeah, I'll go back and get Mutant for the caving. Matter of fact, I'll switch over the Mutant permanently and just maybe retire midway as a backup. Alright, so I got a bunch of videos lined up. Oh, I was low level anyway. Yeah, I'm not going to go in there without the antitoxin and an RG with a decent saddle. I need to get as much meat as I can. I don't need any carne. No Rexes. That's why I wipe them out. If I wipe them out, there's a good chance I'll get a Rex or a Raptor maybe that doesn't suck. Oh, there's a red drop over there. Let's go over here real quick. Good thing is I'm getting some meat. So I'm going to keep that meat. Yeah, I'm going to need to burn that meat. I'm running low on meat because I got so many animals now. You learn that even if you fill up all your fridges with meat, whether it's raw or cooked, you're always going to need more meat when you start breeding. Every time. Yeah, see. That's why it's a good idea to... See, healing as I go because I don't have a good saddle. I'll get that red drop in a second. There we go. So far, nothing fantastic. A few weak raptors. Yeah. I didn't see you. Okay. If I didn't, that's why when you're out here, you need all your senses. There we go. All right, what did I get? An 83-point Giga saddle. I don't have a Giga. Well, I'll keep it. That's something. Okay. See if there's anything else I can kill, and then we'll I think I saw some stuff over here. Over here. That's a bird. Over here. There we go. Yeah, I'll claim they're babies, but it has to be a good high-level baby. It can't be like a level 24. I mean, fuck that. Might as well be a level 1. Alright, so let's go ahead and start a video. This gentleman is named Brett Pat. I got fired after moving my whole family to Texas. This was 2 weeks ago.
I want to tell you guys a story about a young man who was presented with an opportunity that quite literally was life-changing in more ways than one. And this young man took a leap of faith and decided to take advantage of that opportunity. This opportunity required him to move halfway across the country, to uproot everything he's ever known, family support system, friends, etc. And ultimately, we felt led to do so. And this individual took that opportunity. So after months of grinding and working 6.5 days a week and doing exactly what was intended, what the game plan was, this young man was on the brink of greatness. This young man was actually seeing his dreams come true. This young man just felt like it all finally worked out. And not that this young man had never seen success before, but this was a next level. This was the level that he had been aspiring to get to for so long. And, moments before he's set to receive the blessing that has been put in front of him, it is seemingly snatched away in an instant. And this young man is left in a position of two choices. The choice is, one, you accept what's happened to you and you go into a deep, dark place and you become resentful and hateful, and you take life as it is, beaten down, you give up, and you blame all the people around you for what the reality is. Or you could take it for what it is, understand what happened, take extreme ownership in what has happened to you, learn from it, use the things that's happened to you to become a better version, and push forward and continue the push for that dream that has eluded you thus far. So if you guys haven't picked up on it quite yet, that story is me. That is what happened to me. So if you've been following me at all, you know that, I sold my gutter cleaning business and took an opportunity in Texas to work for a roofing company where the opportunity was immense. And the first 2 months was exactly what I thought I signed up for. I was killing it. I was working my tail off. I was going to make more money than I'd ever made in a given month or 2 month span. And it all felt right. I was in a city with prosperity and things going on. And on a random Tuesday or a random Wednesday, I was let go. And the reasons aren't exactly clear. There's no actual legitimate reason, in my opinion, but the reasons weren't very clear. And the roughly $40,000 to $50,000 in commissions I was, days away from receiving, vanished in thin air.
Wow.
So
they screwed him bad.
Life happens to you, right? You can take it on the chin. You can be frustrated. You can be pissed off. You can be discouraged. All those things. And I'd be lying if I say that my emotions didn't sway in that direction initially. But I had two choices, just like the story, right? I had two choices. I could play the victim card, be frustrated and annoyed and not happy with the way that things had unfolded, and tuck my tail and maybe move back to North Carolina. I don't know. But after just a few days of kind of thinking through it, I had a clear mind, like, look, this is the move. We were called here for a reason. If I did it there, I can do it somewhere else. There's no reason to give up on our dreams and aspirations and what we're trying to pursue in life. We need to pick ourselves back up, keep our chin held high, and attack it again. So what you're seeing now is that. That is why I'm posting more than I was the previous 2 months, because I was quite busy in my roofing sales role. So now I'm pursuing it again. So I'm with a different roofing company. A much smaller company, different structure. I'm not in a management position. I'm just a sales rep the way I wanted to be. That way I could spend this time to work on me. So I'm diving heavy into just having the best mental space that I could possibly have, getting my mind right, getting my body right, hitting the gym each and every single day. Good.
And then doing the things I need to do on a daily basis to achieve the level of success that I know that I so rightly deserve. And the things that happen to me, they happen to me because I allowed them to happen. I made the choices. X, Y, Z. It's extreme ownership. They will be the things that help propel me forward to be the best version of myself. So my message is this to you. If you've had something happen, if life has not gone the way that
you've wanted it to, and you're not exactly where you want to be or where you thought you'd be at this point in your life, you have two choices. You can play the victim card. You can be frustrated. You can be annoyed. You can complain. You can blame everybody for your problems, or you can take extreme ownership, understand where you are, understand all the experience you have, whether it's been good or bad experience, use those things as fuel to become the best version of yourself, push forward, and continue attacking the dream. Because the cost of what it will take to achieve your dreams is not nearly as expensive as the cost of regret later in life. And this is something I am 100% battling with now and having those thoughts. Do I just go and get a job with a salary?
Oh, I forgot the medication.
You know, I spent well over $20,000 to move out here and then thugged it out for 2 months before I was to get paid, and then got screwed, and then now I'm having to thug it out for another 2 months. Do I do that, or do I pick my feet up and continue attacking the dream? I chose the latter. I'm going to continue attacking the dream. I know what's on the other side of it. I know what success looks like. And this is just a moment of like, hey, you're close. You had a couple of things off. We're going to rectify those, become your best self, and you're going to push all the way.
They got me.
So the question is that, which one are you going to be? Are you going to just watch this YouTube video, go on to the next one, have these dreams and aspirations that you're, you know, well, I can't do that. I'm in this situation. These things have happened to me. Or are you going to take life for what it is, learn from the mistakes, and then continue pursuing the dreams that you have? Thank you much, guys, for being here. Please, please, please consider subscribing, liking, and commenting.
I forgot the damn...
If you want more content that is around
stuff,
growing your roofing or gutter cleaning business or personal development, motivation, just a community of people that are in somewhat shape or form the same thing, go join my free school community. It's 100% free. I'm not asking you for $1. It's just free. I want to get in there. I want to exchange conversations with you guys. I want a community of people. I'm out here in Texas by myself, so let's hop in there. Let's talk about stuff. Let's tell our stories. Let's help each other up. Let's pick everybody up together. If you're in the gutter cleaning business, I do have my free ebook inside of there. I'm not charging for it anymore. You sign up, or you just join the free group, and you get access to the ebook. So, anyways, man, thank you much as always. I look forward to posting more great content with you guys. And as always, baby,
I forgot the medication. I can't stay here. If I'm lucky, I'll survive. Real lucky. Come on. Come on. There we go. Oh, shit. Okay. So, let me see. This one took damage, so let me heal him up. Yeah, I jeopardized myself because I came in here and I forgot to get the damn antitoxin. Remember, I was just talking about it. I completely forgot about it. So, that's the only reason why I'm going to have to turn back, go home, pick it up, heal up on the way as quickly as possible, get out of here because I have no way to recover. So I'm still alive. It's just going to be slow healing. But I can fly out of here, and I made it. That prime meat's so good. I never used to use prime meat. I used to use regular meat only. And the prime meat is so much better. There we go. Yeah, see, the thing is, the devil closes a door, God opens a window so you can get out. It's the way it is, bro. And that's what I'm saying. I've been in my job 6 years. Tomorrow they can call me and say, John, we lost the contract. We lost the contract, and we can't afford to keep you anymore. And that would be the end of my little career there, 6 years. There's no stable jobs. There's no such thing. There never was such a thing as a stable job. Never was. That's just a fantasy we tell ourselves. Oh, that's a pretty green bird there. Huh. Yeah, I was going to breed for color, and I decided not to bother. Oh, when we get to base, I'll show you how I got my Carnosauruses set up. I got 2 levels. I got the Oviraptor at the top and the male at the top. I'm going to put a bottom level of animals to see if they can go ahead and produce more eggs. So I want 2 levels of egg producers. And I'm just going to leave it there and keep maintaining it for the duration. You know. You got to move my birds out of there and put my birds somewhere else, though. There we go. See, I already got half my health back. I almost died in there. That's how dangerous that was. Almost died. So, double my meats. Put this away and get one of these here. And I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. I take about 10. I usually don't need more than 10. Let's see. How's this meat going? It's coming along. So what I did is, remember this chamber was open. I put it halfway, and I modified this stair to go up to the top or over here, and this is where I put everybody. Here's the Oviraptor. You should be collecting. See, I already got a Carno egg. I put all the females I've got so far here. The males in the middle, Oviraptor in the middle, collecting eggs, and the females in a circle around them. I don't know how far out I can go, but it depends on how far the Oviraptor can collect. Theoretically, you would want an Oviraptor per level, but I know that it could do more than 1 level. So what I was thinking of doing is, if this thing works out, I should theoretically be able to fill this up, this circle with females. And at the bottom, for sure, I should be able to put some females at the bottom and some females at the top. I should be able to put another layer here and put females on that layer as well, in which case I would have to make the ramp a little bit modified, you know, drag it out a little bit more further in this direction. Widen the ramp up so it can go to the top level and to that level. So this would be the top level. And I can make a new level there. You know what I mean? So I can get like a shit ton of eggs. But I'll need more Oviraptors for that. I need to move my birds out of here. That's RGs. Okay, so anyway, I just thought I'd show that to you. So we got everything we needed. I'm healing up okay. Oh, shit. Make sure I can get plenty of food. There we go. Got food, water. I can get back on mutant. Go back over there and see what we can do. Yeah, I don't want to put anything on mutant because if I cryo him and I forget it's on there, it'll just drop to the ground. I may forget it. I want to forget like hundreds of narco darts that took forever to make. Yeah. It's really cool now. We got the door open and everything. Get some fresh air. My heart's been giving me trouble. My respiratory system. But you know what? I'm living my life. And that's what fucking matters, dude. To the last second. Alright, let's get another video. Brett Pat. why you should not chase happiness. And in the Constitution, it's the whole purpose of the Constitution is to free people so they can chase happiness. And he's saying why you should not chase happiness.
If you want to get your name,
That's funny. No, baby. I'm in the middle of gaming now. Goofy.
Everybody, Brett Patrick. What's going on, everybody? Brett Patrick here. I wanted to come to you today on this beautiful Monday and give you a little bit of motivation to keep pushing forward in whatever endeavor you are in life. Obviously, if you follow my channel, you know that I've had my ups and downs, and it's imperative that even in the hard times, even in the struggle, we continue to push forward, because we know that on the other side of that adversity is going to be a better version of yourself, an opportunity, a place, a mental spot, a physical place, a financial place that's going to be much better for you than it is in the current moment. And something that kind of hit me, and this is something obviously I struggle with, and this is really just me talking to my younger self, and if it helps you, then great. But I'm gonna put my notes right here. Essentially, it's this. Most of my entire life, and I'd imagine this is the same for a lot of you guys, we often chase happiness. And a lot of times when we're chasing happiness, that comes in the form of short-term satisfaction. And that in return oftentimes will result in alcohol, drugs, porn, some type of thrilling stuff, stealing, being mischievous, sneaking around, whatever it is, right? There's typically some short-term excitement that will give you that happiness in the short term, but over the medium and long term, it's kind of vaporous. And so in return, try not to chase happiness, which ultimately ends up just being hedonistic, but like chase being proud. And in return, if you are proud of yourself over a consistent enough time, you will be happy, right? So I'll give you two examples. One is this upcoming Friday, the week's over, had a good week at work, I'm feeling good about how things are going given the circumstances. I can chase happiness, and happiness would be on my way home, let me stop and get a six-pack, and then when I get home, I'll drink all 6 beers, I'll have that buzz of having some alcohol in my system, and I'll feel happy. But when I wake up Saturday morning, I'll have some regret and shame about the decisions that I made, because though I made so much progress over the week and hitting the gym and making a few sales and having some success, I chased happiness. I chased that short-term burst of fun, which in reality was probably a 2 or 3 hour window. And then you wake up Saturday morning going, man, I kind of just wasted a Friday evening chasing happiness. Or on my way home from Friday, I can stop at the store and grab my wife a little present, a little something small. It doesn't be big, right? Just a card, you can write in it, you can buy some little small chocolates or something that you know you like, your wife likes, some salt and pepper vinegar chips, or just something that's being thoughtful. You give that to her. You see the excitement when you come home on a Friday. Hey, let's enjoy our weekend. Let's get some things done. I then feel proud of the work that I have done over the course of a week. I stay true to my diet. I hit the gym every single day. I've uploaded my videos. I had a good week at work. I made a few sales, collected some checks, and then I didn't blow it on the weekend. I remained proud of myself, and in return, all day Saturday and Sunday, I'm happy. I'm happy because I'm proud of the work that I put in over the course of the week. I know that I'm doing what I have to do to become a better version of myself so tomorrow can be a better day. And this is something, and I'm 33 years old, and I've struggled with this my entire life. I would have success. I would do so well over the course of a week, whether it was my diet or hitting the gym or making sales at work, making friends or connections or whatever the thing might be, and then I would blow it by chasing happiness. And that would be either in the form of, like I said, for me, I've never done drugs, but it would be, I'm going out and buying a bottle. I'm getting a glass of wine, or I'm going to go out with my friends. I'm going to eat a big fat cheeseburger that I probably shouldn't do, or, do something that's just not right. So the message is this. If you're feeling down, you're feeling depressed, you're feeling like you're not where you want to be in life, you're feeling like things aren't necessarily going the greatest, and this can go even if things are going great, if you are feeling good about where you are in life and how things are operating, in those moments when you have a decision to make the decision to be proud of yourself over chasing happiness. And when I learned this and I started hearing this kind of stuff, I'm like, that makes so much sense. My entire life, I have been chasing happiness. Man, if I go work hard and do this, and that, if I hit this many sales, I'm going to reward myself with a drink. I'm proud of the work I did, but then I chased happiness at the end. But in return, choose the route that yourself tomorrow will be proud of yourself compared to that little bit of happiness in the moment, right? If you're feeling the urge and you want to hop on some nasty website and do that, just take a moment.
I love Ascended shotguns like this. I love them.
Will myself tomorrow be proud of the decision I'm making right now? And if the answer is no, then don't do it. If you're getting ready to crack open that first drink and you go, will myself tomorrow be proud of the decision I'm making right now? And the answer is no, don't do it. If you have the opportunity to snake somebody, you can steal a quick $50 or $100 from them, they wouldn't know it. Go, will myself tomorrow be proud of the decision that I'm about to make? If the answer is no, don't do it. So just do that. As you're living your life, you're going about your everyday opportunities, and these decisions come up. Think about it. Do I choose the route of short-term happiness, or do I choose the route of being proud? Because I promise you, once you start stacking days and weeks and months and years of being proud, you will be happy. You'll look back at your life and go, man, I am so proud of the man I have become. And my daughter gets to see the way I respond. My son, if you have children, your parents, your cousins, your friends, your people will look at you as a beacon of hope because you're proud of the life that you live. And I don't mean be boastful or have a crazy ego, but you're proud of what you've done. You've made some hard decisions. Sometimes it's not going to be easy to make the decision of being proud over being happy, but just think about yourself tomorrow. Will myself tomorrow be proud of the decision I'm getting ready to make? If you can deal with it, then do it. But I know for me, there's been so many times that I've chosen the route of short-term happiness, and then my tomorrow self regrets it. And I'm in that position now, right? I'm 33. I've done fine in life. I've had my success. I've done good. But I'm by nowhere near as close as I want to be, or I should be, or I know I could be. And that's because I've riddled myself over the majority of my life with all these short-term, happy-seeking decisions over making a decision that would make me proud. So I hope this message impacts you, helpful today. Take it how you want to. Watch it again. Take some notes, whatever it is. But just be proud of yourself. Be proud of the man or the woman that you could become tomorrow. But it starts with today. You got to make the right decisions today. Do not chase the ones that give you that short-term satisfaction. Push it off. Delay that gratification. Keep doing the work today, because there will be a day tomorrow when you feel so much better about the life that you're living. Hey, if you guys are new to the channel, thank you so much for being here. Comment, like, subscribe. It means a great deal to me. I appreciate everybody flooding in with the comments of positivity on the video about me getting let go. And there's some of you guys a little bit mean, but that's okay. I take all of it and I appreciate it much. I'm going to encourage all you guys to hop into the free, 100% free school community. It's in the link below. It costs you absolutely nothing to get in there. I want to talk with more of you guys. I want to have more of this like one-on-one back and forth exchange. Let's tell each other stories. Let's pick each other up. Let's give tips and tricks on how we can grow our gutter cleaning, our roofing businesses, personal growth, family stuff, just anything in general. Hop in there. I want to talk to more of you guys. I wanted to shout out a handful of people that have joined here recently. So shout out to Ron, Timothy, Anthony, Thomas, David, Robert, Ashley. So I appreciate you guys for hopping in here recently, man. Oh yeah, want to hop in here real quick. I want you to go ahead and check out this video right here. This is one of my most recent videos. I think you're going to find some value in it. And again, thank you so much for being here. Comment, like, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. And as always, baby,
that's a real
keep
good
it clean.
One. That's a good one right there. Shit. Try not to damage the baby. The baby's right there. I can get the baby, but goddamn, to get the parents a bit. Okay. Okay. Ooh, that's a 192 right there. Damn, that's good. Because remember, the max level's 240. All I got to do is tap it, and it'll be mine. Now the stats on the babies are never as good as the parent, but they're pretty close. And since I've not been able to tame any of the parents. This is the second best thing to do, is just take the babies, raise them, and then breed them. You know, it's the backup plan. Nice. That's a good catch. I didn't expect to get that. Oh, freezing already. Shit. Yep. Let's do that. Where's my boots? Did I lose my boots? Put my head on there. Alright. Oh, it's a school community. Yeah, but I'm not into gutter cleaning and shit like that. Oh, let's do... I want to do that guy. Well, I'll go down my list so I don't get confused. Now, this guy, Jordan Green, he's got some good advice. I don't know. I think I listened to him already, but I'm going to put it out again. How to live in a car without getting caught. It's important. If you're going to do stealth boondocking or living out of a vehicle, camping, stealth camping, it has to be stealth, guys. You can't have it obvious. The whole point is that nobody knows. No. That boy wants to play around.
I want you guys to take a look at that van over there.
It's obvious. Look at the obvious. It's obvious, dude. That's why I didn't want a van. I wanted a minivan, maybe, but that's it. Unless it's like a Ford Bronco, probably would be more that way, but it's hard to get in and out of that. You know, it's not a single compartment.
Now, I'm not here to knock anyone's hustle, but do you see how, first of all, they have window covers on at night? Okay, windshield covers at that, at nighttime. And then on top of that, they're parked underneath the light, right underneath the light, and they're parked backwards. So they're very easy to see. Now, I want you to take note of where I'm located. You can't really see too much of where I'm located, but you can see, for one, I'm parked forward, so you can't really see the front of my car. You can't get a good look through my windshield unless you just climb up on the hood of my car. And also, I'm not parked underneath a light.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, I'm not here to knock that person's hustle. I hope that they're living their best lives, doing the van dwelling thing, whatever. Shit, I don't even know if there's anyone in there. But I'm going to operate under the assumption that there is somebody van dwelling in that van right there. Now, here's the thing. Me personally, I don't believe in doing things the way that they're doing them. And the reason why is because their van, the way that they're set up, the way that they're situated, if a security guard were to roll through this exact parking lot right here, who do you think is going to get pressed first between me and that person right there? I'm no security guard, but if I was a security guard, I would press them first, not me. Because my car is a lot more inconspicuous. Now, like I said, I just want to reiterate, I'm not here to knock anyone's hustle. They are following a lot of the conventional rules for vehicle dwelling. However, they're not really following stealth camping rules, at least stealth camping rules as I know them. Now, you guys may or may not know this, but my stealth camping rules are a little bit unconventional in the sense that I am a big proponent of parking in ducked-off places where you're not easily located. Now, a lot of people, they advocate against this because they're concerned for their safety. And I want to reiterate this as well. If you're concerned for your safety, you should not be parking where you're parking. The only reason why you should be concerned for your safety is either, for one, you're parked in a shady area, a really bad area, sketchy area, or 2, you're the only vehicle located in that complex. Those are the only reasons why you should ever be concerned about somebody breaking into your car. I understand that there's a lot of women out there who are living this lifestyle, doing the van dwelling, car dwelling, so on and so forth. But you have to understand that unless somebody is tracking what you're doing throughout your day, they're not going to know whether you're a man or a woman in your car. Okay, I was just outside of my car just now, and I don't even have my window covers on, as you guys can see. I can't see in the windows of my car. Now, I'm still going to put my window covers on. I'm probably going to sleep in front of this Planet Fitness right here, and this will probably be the only time I do that because this is not a part of my location. This is a little bit out of the way, but I just want to test my theory that I am indeed a pretty good stealth camper. But you have to understand that, for one, like I said, if you're concerned for your safety, you're not parking in the right area. And 2, stealth camping is all about being as inconspicuous as you possibly can be, even if it comes at the expense of your perceived safety, which, like I said, if you're doing everything the right way, you should be safe regardless. Man, woman, child, it doesn't matter. If you're following these rules, you should be safe. Now, there's going to be a little bit of overlap between this video and some of my other stealth camping videos, but I also want to provide you guys with some new information. For one, invest in good window covers. Invest in good window covers. Don't just use the Reflectix. Like I said, that van over there, you can clearly tell that they have something in their windshield. No regular person is going to have that on their windshield at 9:42 p.m. Nobody. Nobody's going to have that on their windshield. It's very clear that there's somebody or something very valuable in that van. And like I said earlier, if security were to ride through this parking lot, they're going to be the first ones to get spotted. And I call people like that buffers, because they provide me with a buffer zone. They provide me with an extra layer of security against the security guards. Now, just to go on a quick little tangent, I don't believe that we should have to look over our shoulders as far as sleeping in our cars, especially if we're sleeping at a place where we are paying customers. But that's besides the point. That's a different discussion for a different day. Like I said earlier, I'm sleeping in front of this Planet Fitness for the night. You guys know that I like to sleep in front of the gyms, especially 24-hour Planet Fitnesses. Now, the reason why I favor 24-hour gyms is because they cannot have any rules against overnight parking if there's a 24-hour business there. It would be impossible for them to do that. Either they can't have the rules about that parking lot, or that business can't be 24 hours. Otherwise, they would ruin that business. So the only laws they can really have are laws or rules against vehicle dwelling. Now, the key is, if you're stealth camping correctly, i.e. you have good window covers and you're following the other rules, which I'll continue to present throughout the course of this video, you won't have to worry about that, because they'll never know that you're sleeping inside of the car. Even if they shine a flashlight in your car, they will not know that you're sleeping in there. They'll have no way of knowing and no way of proving that you're sleeping in the car, unless they sit there and wait outside of your car, in which case, by the time you wake up, it won't be against the law anymore. You'll be well within your legal right to be in your car for as long as you want, until the next night. Now, like I said, when you're in a parking lot where there's a 24-hour business, you are well within your right to park in that place overnight. The only thing you can't technically, by law, do is sleep in your car overnight. But, like I said, with good window covers, that won't be a problem. You see, you need to get good black window covers. Okay, black window covers. You want window covers that, for one, conform perfectly to your windows, and 2, are dark. They give off the appearance of you having window tints, limo tints if possible. You see, with me, aside from the fact that it's raining, so it's already very difficult to see inside of my car, the hell was that?
No, baby.
I think that was my girlfriend.
No.
I'm already spooked. But anyways, aside from the fact that you can't really see in my car, when I put those black window covers on, as you guys have seen in previous videos, you can't see a thing in this car. So let's say, hypothetically, a security guard came and kicked that van out of the parking lot and then came up to my car next, for whatever reason, and shone a flashlight into my car, they would see nothing but darkness. They're going to see a black curtain, and if they go through the back windows, they won't see anything at all. The only way they'll be able to see me at all is if, like I said earlier, they wait. They wait all night. And I promise you, these security guards are not making enough money to do that. They're not. And they're not going to tow your car unless you've been parked there for multiple days at a time without ever having moved. They're not going to tow your car for parking there for a few hours, because for all they know, you might be at that gym. You might work at that gym. They don't know that, right? So unless you're drawing unnecessary suspicion to yourself, to your vehicle, to your habitation, then you should be good. You should be able to sleep in the car, even if they knock. Even if they knock on the window, you have no obligation to answer, because they don't know that you're in there. They're knocking to check if you're in there. They shouldn't see that you're in there because you have the whole back blocked off completely. It's all blacked out. Now, I also want you guys to note where I'm parked in this parking lot. I don't know how well you guys will be able to see this, but you can see the Planet Fitness over there, off in the distance. That's the Planet Fitness, and then that's the end of the parking lot over there. As you can see, I'm parked right in the middle. Not perfectly in the middle, but I'm parked generally in the middle of the parking lot, and I'm also parked with the front of my car facing the curb. And ideally, I probably should move a few spots over to the right so that they literally cannot get in front of my car. If they can't get in front of my car, they can't see inside, period. Unless they get on the hood of my car, in which case, then we have a major issue. Okay, if they're getting on the hood of my car, we got a major problem. They have a major problem, rather. But you want to park in a situation where, like I said, the back of your car is secure. If the front of your car is secure, then you're fine regardless. But generally speaking, your windshield won't be tinted as heavily as your rear windows. And you also probably should not put a windshield cover on at nighttime, because like I said, that tips people off to the fact that you're sleeping in your car. To my point earlier, look at that van over there. You want to park in a situation where people cannot see in the front of your car. This will also deter thieves, because if thieves can't see in your car, that will deter them from breaking in. Now, on the off chance that a thief does decide to break into my car in the middle of the night, which is very unlikely because I don't keep anything in the front of my car, on the off chance that that does happen, they'll find me in there. And also, I typically keep the sunroof open to where I can hear people. You see, your sense of sound is a lot more powerful than your sense of sight, especially when you're car camping, because oftentimes you can hear things before you see them. What type of headlights do those people have, bro? Those people got the brightest headlights I've ever seen. My fault, you guys. My camera battery died. I don't even remember what I was talking about, but I just want to reiterate what I was talking about earlier. You want to park in the middle of the parking lot, and you also want to park with the front of your car facing something or against something that does not enable people to see inside of your car. If somebody can't see in your car, they're much less likely to break in, which, like I said, shouldn't be a concern in the first place. But also, the police won't be able to see in. Security guards will not be able to see in. And remember, something that I've said in previous videos is that you should not be camping in the same spot multiple nights in a row. 2 nights in a row at the most. 2 nights in a row at the very absolute most. But generally speaking, you want to try and keep a good rotation of 3 to 4 good places, which for me are all Planet Fitnesses. Like I said, this isn't a part of my regular rotation, which is why I am so comfortable with showing you guys this. And I feel like this is the perfect opportunity for me to show you guys this. But you want to keep a good rotation of places, and you don't want to be in the same exact spot every night. Now, another tip, and I think I brushed over this in my best places to sleep while living in a car video, is you want to make sure that you do not hang out in the same places that you sleep. Now, I'm being very hypocritical, but like I said, this isn't a part of my regular rotation, so even if I did get kicked out of this place, I really wouldn't care. I wouldn't care in the slightest bit, because I have other places. But you don't want to hang out in the same place that you sleep. If you're having trouble finding places to hang out, here's what I would recommend. If you like to hang out in your car, like I do, I spend most of my day in the car. I either find public parks, especially out here in Southern California. There's a lot of cool public parks with great views, great places to do a lot of work, and just admire the scenery, maybe even take a walk. They also usually have public restrooms, and they have trash cans for when I prepare my food, all of that. I also like to hang out in front of grocery stores, Target, Vons, whatever. I like to hang out in front of grocery stores because they almost always have public restrooms, and depending on the city that you're in, that can be extremely hard to find, especially in a place like New York, which is why you don't see me car camping in New York. But in a place like Los Angeles, hanging out in front of a Target or any other grocery center, or even a public library, hanging out inside of a public library where you can charge all of your devices, all of that is free game. Or really just any parking lot that is not the parking lot that you sleep in. Because when people catch wind of the car that you're in, eventually they're going to catch on to what you're doing. Now in some places, they don't care. For example, that van right there, in some parking lots, they're perfectly fine. The fact that he's even here lets me know that this parking lot is probably relatively chill. But on the flip side of that, the fact that I don't see any other van dwellers around here lets me know that maybe this parking lot is not the most chill, maybe it's not the most lenient, so I need to be extra cautious. But like I said, if anything happens, they're going to be the first people to get spotted and kicked out. Whereas me, I'll be pretty much good. I'll be more or less good unless I get some extra out security guard who's just doing the most, climbing through my sunroof, doing some extra shit. Now, to go right along with the rule of not hanging out where you sleep at, especially if you have a good rotation of places, if you're spending a lot of time in the same city or the same cities, the same general area, you want to make sure that you park in a different spot every night, if possible. You don't want to be parking in the same exact spot every single night. That is a terrible idea, because like I said, they're going to catch on eventually. Now, if you're parking in a different spot every night, it might take them weeks, if not months, before they catch on to the fact that you're there every single night. But either way, if you follow my advice in my other videos and you get that gym membership and you use that gym membership to do your hygiene routine, whatever you like to do, brushing your teeth, hopefully, working out even, then it shouldn't be a problem because you're a paying customer. And with all of these empty parking spaces, you're not cutting into their profit margins by any means. If anything, you're adding to it, because you're a part of their customer base. Nevertheless, make sure that you're parking in a different spot every night, just so that they don't catch wind of what you're doing. And like I said, you also need to keep a good rotation of different places to park, different parking lots in general. I personally have never tried parking residential. I think that that's a terrible idea. Some people swear by it, but I guess to each their own. Me personally, I'm not parking residential because I know that when it comes to people's homes, people don't play about that shit. People will call the cops on you just for existing out there, especially in some of these other places, some of these high-end communities. But in the non-high-end communities, now you have to worry about your safety, which for me, that's not something that I ever want to worry about.
Alright, I'm just trying to get this thing. Oh, it's a yellow drop right here. And there's nothing here. Cool. Let's grab that. Nice. Equisal. I like blueprints, man. Give me blueprints. Give me blueprints, man. Alright, I'm gonna have to fight these guys. Damn, I really want that fucking thing that was there. Alright, let's see. I don't think anything's here. Oh wait, something's gonna try to climb up over here. Is it gonna make it? They look like they're burning. Oh no, they made it. Then he failed. Yeah, some of them are tough enough to survive the fire. You gotta be careful with that. Let's see if there's any more drops. Sometimes there's another drop here or there. It depends. There you go. That drops off. Oop, oop, oop. Oop. They tried to get me. But I wiggle my ass out of there. Alright, so here's a drop. Alright. Looks like something's... Oh, that's caught in the wall. These guys found their way around. Life's so much easier on a bird. That's why I like wyvern so very much. Okay. Fuck. Fuck. I fucked up with the buttons. Alright, got it. I got it. Alright, it's dead. Alright, what'd I get? What'd I get? I hate that. Oh, that's just 92. It's not that great. Well, let's see if there's another drop. And just be thorough. You never know, you can get lucky to get some good shit. Sometimes there's a drop here, sometimes there's a drop over there. Sometimes. Nope, that's it. I think we're done. I don't think there's drops down there, right? That's just a chasm. Yeah, I think anything drops down there, it's just instant death. I don't think there's like... Oh, here's a drop. Oh, there's a megalania right there. Oh, shit. You need megalania toxin. And there's a megalania right there. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. It'll probably drop into the it'll probably drop into the lava. Oh no, it may not. It just depends. I don't know if you can pick those up. Well, I'm not gonna fuck with it. I'm gonna leave it there because that's something you definitely want to tame if you're in this. This is the only place on the island you can get that megalania. That's the only place you can tame them inside this cave. So that you can get that megalania toxin. What you do is you breed them. You tame them, breed them. And the baby, you... I think you cryo the baby or you kill the baby. I'm not sure. And you get the toxin. It drops a toxin or two. Yeah. Oh, I went the wrong way. Not bad. Alright, so we got the artifact. No reason to be here. Let's just get out all of this. And, oh yeah, oh, I went the wrong way for sure. Got turned around. Okay, you guys can pursue me if you want. I'm going out. They'll pursue you, and then they'll give up, and then they'll turn around, and all that shit. There we go. Yeah, I just wanted to collect a trophy because I'll need them. I have to do that other cave that has, I think it's the Artifact of the Clever. I forgot which one. And it's the central cave over there by the volcano. I have to do that a couple of times. But, you know, I don't think I can fly in there. I could try to fly in there and see if I can do it that way, but I definitely would take the Tiger first, I think. But I could try to fly in there. What the hell? You know? Go drop this stuff off at the base. Let's see if there's another video here real quick. But that's some good advice this young man has.
Hi.
Joey the Gypsy. That's the next one. So I just saved them kind of randomly. I don't really have a pattern. I just like listen to the testimonies, you know. So anyway, this is 27 minutes, so it's going to be a long video, but that's okay. Joey.
This video is gonna have to be under a half hour. I gotta clean out my phone. But man, there's so much going on that I want to make videos about. Apparently, they're bringing the draft back. I gotta make a video about that because I got a lot to say about it. But I gotta just talk about what's on my mind. Otherwise, the videos don't come out right. So, someone tried to steal from me recently, and this is the first time anyone's tried to steal from me in a long time, since I was living on the street in New York. And one of my problems is I'm kind of dumb about things. I assume nobody's going to try to steal from me. First of all, I don't look like the type who's going to not take revenge. You know what I mean? I look like the type who's going to take revenge. So you would think, but the type of people who steal from other people are usually not. They're usually not very bright, and that was the case with this dude. So, I have to go to the gym to take a shower. So, I usually don't bother putting a lock on the locker because I'm only going to be in the shower for like 20 minutes. On top of that, there's just nothing to really steal except my dirty clothes. You know what I mean? So, I take my wallet and my phone. I put them in my backpack, which is hanging right outside the shower. If anyone touches that, I'm gonna notice it. I hope, but I don't leave anything valuable in the locker. But really, I should start putting a lock on the locker. That's kind of a dumb thing to do. So, anyways, I go to the gym yesterday to take my shower, and I go in the locker room, and right behind me, this I'm in Clearwater where I'm in not the nicest part of Clearwater. So there's some actual gangsters around, but there's a lot more wannabe gangsters around. You know what I mean? It's I guess it's not just a Florida thing. They're everywhere. They're just young dudes who want to be gangsters. You know what I mean? And I could tell this was one of them. It was a white dude with a reddish kind of afro hairdo and a tracksuit on him. I wasn't thinking much of the kid. I just barely paid attention to him. But he comes in the locker right behind me, and it didn't even occur to me. He's probably going to notice that I didn't put a lock on the locker anyways. Now, I don't know for sure it was him, but, when something... When something makes sense logically, it's probably the truth. Anyways, so I put my stuff in the locker. I take my shower. I come out, and I bought a cigarette case recently, that's this. So I just keep, I roll my own cigarettes. So if I'm going out, I don't want to put them in like a regular pack, but I just prefer to have like a nice cigarette case. Anyways, that's the only thing that was in my shorts in my locker. When I come out of the shower and I go in there, my cigarette case is out of the pocket and just stuffed like in the middle of the shorts, as if someone was like in a rush going through my stuff looking for something to steal, and then very quickly put everything back and left. So, you know, I've been going to this gym to take a shower for about a year, and I just, you know, who else would do that? And there's been plenty of other times where people have seen that I didn't put a lock on the locker, and everything was, you know, fine. But here's how dumb the kid is. It's like me and him were the only ones in the locker room, and you know, well, I can tell you one thing. When I came out of there, I put two and two together real quick, and I was looking for him in the gym because I was going to confront him and look him in his eyes and decide for myself. But he was gone. So he came into the gym right when I did. So who goes to the gym and then leaves within 20 minutes besides me, who's only there to take a shower? I don't work out at the gym. I work out with my own body weight with push-ups and crunches and you know, curls, and I use some external weights, but not much. But so, you know, the dude was gone, and I was real angry. I was, you know, it was going to get ugly if I ran into him after that. I can tell you that much, because, but you know, here's the other thing. I was thinking to myself, why are you so angry? Why are you thinking so, like, violently? Like, I wanted to knock him the fuck out, to be honest. That was kind of my plan when I was, you know, on the lookout for him. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm riding my bike back home, and I was real mad, bro. You know, I'm, like, looking for this head of red hair everywhere on my way home, that you know, I figured I wasn't going to see him, but just in case. And I was really, really enraged. And as time went on, I was thinking to myself, like, why are you so angry? First of all, I know from experience through losing everything I own more than once that nothing is that hard to replace. The hardest things to replace would have been like my ID, you know, my bank debit card. I would have just called and canceled that. My phone, I would have just bought another phone, you know what I mean? So it's like, why was I so angry? It's like, well, here's the thing with me too. I'm old enough to know that my anger does not come from a position of strength. It comes from a position of weakness. It comes from a position of fear. The only time I get truly angry and potentially violent is when I'm afraid. So I'm like, why does this scare me so much? And the other thing that kind of bothered me about it is on my Patreon, I'm kind of always preaching this non-violence message, and then here I am, the instant something, you know, poses just the teeniest amount of threat to me, I'm like ready to beat the shit out of this kid. And I you know, that was my intention, you know, when I left that locker room. And to be honest, if I see this kid, there's gonna be an issue, you know. I mean, but you know, I'm on Patreon, like, preaching this non-violence thing, and it's very hypocritical for me to talk one way and be another way, you know. So I still preach non-violence. I am against violence, but I do believe in standing up for yourself and defending yourself. But here's the other thing with the anger, you know. I guarantee you, had I ran into that kid and beat him up or whatever, I would have regretted it, and I would have felt bad about it. You know what I mean? I know that. I logically, I know that just from experiences in the past of my anger getting the best of me, and then for the rest of my life, I regret it. Like, you know, you just, once you release all the rage, you realize, like, it doesn't even matter. And it didn't change anything. It just put this negative memory in my brain of me acting like a lunatic, and then I got to live with that for the rest of my life. So, you know, so I was really wishing to run into him, but now, in retrospect, I'm hoping I don't run into him. And if I do run into him, what am I going to say? What am I going to do? I'm probably going to confront him. And I'm going to be like, you know, did you try to steal my shit or something? And just see how he reacts and see the look on his face. But honestly, I'm really not that angry anymore about it. I probably won't just be throwing hands at this kid. But it does still make me a little angry. It's just, you know, it's a leftover from when I was living on the street, and you know, if you have like when you're living on the street and you're around street people, you cannot have a reputation for not standing up for yourself, because if you have that rep, you're just going to be a target.
Yeah, weak.
Well, here's the other thing
They
with these
gravitate
people who
towards,
steal. They're
fucking
like,
weakness.
in my opinion, they're the lowest of the low. Like, I don't like anyone who robs or steals, but I can at least respect the nerve of someone who goes up and just tries to do it right in your face. You know what I mean? The people who sneak around trying to steal from the shadows, it's a rat thing to do. The only thieves I respect at all are like high-end cat burglars who go into museums and steal like priceless works of art and shit like that. That I can respect, because that's, in my opinion, that's a very skilled, impressive thing to pull off. People really do this. They go and they steal these fucking $1 million paintings. There's a whole black market for it. Like, these super duper uber rich people, they want a Picasso. They don't give a fuck where it came from. So, you know, there's a market for it. So it's in my opinion, that's it. I don't agree with stealing and shit, but that's somewhat respect worthy, because it requires a lot of skill and a lot of intelligence, and that's some ninja shit that you like the way they pull it off. I can respect it, but other than that, a thief, to be stealing from people who work for what they have, and you're just, you know, you're doing nothing with yourself and just trying to steal their possessions. I really can't stand people like that. But it's like, it's like a societal issue, though, because there's a lot of people stealing in our society. Some are doing it white collar. Our government is basically, you know, they're coercing us out of our money in a lot of slick ways where you don't even realize all you guys are funding foreign wars with your tax money. We all are. Where we are paying for the bombs that are killing people on the other side of the world, which is wrong. We should not be doing that, but we're doing it without our consent. We don't realize it. But yeah, a lot of that money that you're paying in taxes is going towards killing people on the other side of the world. And a lot of it is just going towards corruption, and it's going towards a whole lot of evil shit. Now, in my opinion, we are somewhat at blame for that. We are not innocent in that. Even though it's happening without our consent and kind of behind our backs, it's happening nonetheless, and we are funding these criminals. So, that's just one example. Then you got like the whole white collar criminal people. You got people like Jordan Belfort, who was calling up, you know, working class people in the Midwest and swindling them. That's the dude from the Wolf of Wall Street, and telling them, you know, selling them a bunch of bullshit stocks that were worth nothing, and taking people's life savings and shit. I know he says he was only stealing from rich people, but I don't really believe that, because most rich people are not, they know better. They're not going to, you know, they would have known he was trying to sell them crappy stocks. But regular working class people who don't pay attention to stocks, you know, they got some hotshot New Yorker on the phone giving them, you know, feeding him a bunch of bullshit lies about stocks, which they know nothing about. That's so. I know Jordan Belfort's a great salesman, and I find him entertaining, and I think he's got some great advice when it comes to sales. But let's be honest, he's a thief in a lot of ways. You know, he stole a lot of people's money. I'm not sure if he paid it all back. So there's another example of, like, you know, thievery, stealing is stealing, and it's a societal issue. Here's the thing: we all hate the government, and we think they're the problem. And don't get me wrong, they're a big part of the problem, but a bigger part of the problem is us, just our society in general. We're doing the same shit they're doing. A lot of us are. You know, this kid trying to steal from me he's not any worse than the government itself, or Jordan Belfort, or any other slick salesman swindling people out of their money. And I've done it myself. I've had sales jobs where, you know, I've told this story in previous videos where I've had these telemarketing jobs where I quit the job because I felt like it was just dishonest money. They expected me to swindle people out of their money. Not just that, I wasn't good at it. When I'm lying, and I know I'm lying, I'm not a good salesman. But you give me something that I believe in, something worth selling, and I'll fucking sell it to anyone, no problem. I'll get it sold. But I can't claim to say that I've never swindled someone out of their money. I have. At that job where I was selling the gas, I was doing it, but it felt so shitty to me. That's why I quit the job. That's why I kind of stopped doing it. But, you know, there were times where I did do it to people, and I put them on a shitty deal where they're going to lose the money, and my bosses are going to get that money, and they're going to pay me hourly. And so, you know, I'm not claiming to be some innocent little angel. I'm guilty of it myself. I just did it a lot less. And I quit the job pretty quickly before, you know, I knew what I was doing was wrong. But when I moved back to New York and I had to get that telemarketing job because I needed a job, I needed money. I was staying at my uncle's house. I needed to go get an apartment. So I got a job with Frank, who ended up getting deported back to Italy because he was doing a lot of illegal shit. I'm not going to get into it. Maybe one day I'll tell the story of Frank. But, you know, Frank was so charismatic. Even though I knew he was a thief, I liked him a lot. You know what I mean? That's how charismatic Frank was. I knew he was full of shit, but I just liked him. The other thing is Frank liked me. When someone likes you, it's hard to not like them based on some character flaws, you know. And the other thing is Frank comes from poverty, and, you know, so, and I'm not making excuses for Frank. What Frank did was very wrong. What Frank ended up doing, what got him deported was, so, the job, it was such a foul job, and I kept the job for like a year, so, you know, like I said, I'm guilty of it myself. Anyways, our job was, there's these business networking books called like the Who's Who, and so, you know, there's a couple of legit versions of it. Like I forget the names of these ones, but Frank used to work for like the super legit one in the financial district in Manhattan, where it's this business networking book. It's called the Who's Who or whatever. And this company, they only put people in the book who are at like the top of their industry. So then they get a copy of the book, so they have access to all the best in every industry. That's the idea behind the book. And you know, the one is legit. They don't just give it to everyone. You have to. They basically recruit you into it, and it's kind of an honor to be in it. And But it does cost money. They don't just give it to you for free. They offer it to you. If you don't want it, then you don't want it. You're not going to be in the book. But if you do want it, you're going to have to give them like $1,000 or something. But here's the thing. These people are all like uber rich, and for them, it's worth dumping $1,000 to have access to all the best people in all the best industries, you know? So, you know, the one Frank was working for, that's not hard to sell because it's actually, to these people, it's worth, $1,000 is nothing to the people they're calling up, you know? And they're genuinely not just offering it to everyone. They're only offering it to certain people. And so Frankie used to make a lot of money working for them. He made so much money working for them that he made enough money to start his own Who's Who. Now, we were not working on Wall Street. We were working out of Valley Stream, Long Island. And we were calling up everyone and feeding them this bullshit as if we were the legit one. And it would cost them $1,000 to get in. But now here's the difference. These people are not super duper rich. They are just regular working class people. So this is what we were doing at that job. I'm not proud of it. I sold a bunch of people on it. But I didn't like it. I didn't like doing it, but I had to do it because I couldn't, I was trying to avoid being homeless. You know what I mean? But, I can tell you this much. After working there for about 4 or 5 months, here's the thing. I never really believed it was fully legit, but once I saw who Frank put in charge of the book, and once I saw the book, and I was thinking to myself, this is not worth $5. The book is just thrown together. It's, you know, there's no order to it. It's just a hardcover book full of everyone they sold this bullshit to. It's, you know, it's not categorized. It's not organized. I was like, this is fucking useless. It looks nice. It's printed on nice paper. It looks like a nice hardcover book, but it's useless because it's like, if you want to look someone up in an industry, you couldn't do that in this book. It's just, you know, it's just randomly everyone they sold just thrown into this book. You know what I mean? So I realized pretty early on, like, this is, you know, what I started doing to save my own self-respect, I guess you could say. I stopped selling to people on the $1,000 deal, and I would sell them on the $100 one because I wanted to get enough sales for Frank to keep me working, but I didn't want to screw these people out of all their money. So I would sell them on the lowest tier of it, where they would get the book and they would have access to all the people, which was useless anyway. It's just all the people that bought the nonsense. But and I would write them a bio, and I would write the bio good. Here's the other problem. Frank would have the salesmen write the bios themselves, which these guys are not writers. I'm a decent writer, but it's a talent that I have. So I would write them like a legit bio. I would hype them up. I'd make them look good. And basically, I felt like I was, for $100, I was giving them something that was somewhat worth some money. I was writing them a fucking good bio. So I didn't feel so bad selling it to them. But after a while, I was like, fuck this shit. And I just kind of waited around until Frank fired me so I could get unemployment. And then I ended up on the street anyway. So, but yeah, the point of this video is the thievery and the dishonesty is, I really have no right to be getting all enraged at anyone over it because I'm guilty of it myself. And then the other thing is, I used to read all these Zen Buddhism books, and alright, this video, I've got to wrap it up because we're almost at my time limit. And you know, I was reading these books when I was kind of too young to really understand them. But anyways, this one little Zen story was like, there was a monk who lived in a shack, and he came home one evening, and his shack had been broken into, and all his possessions were stolen. And He didn't even really give a shit. And the next day, I guess his friend came by and he was like, "What happened?" And the monk said, "Everything was stolen from me." And the guy was like, "Oh man, that's terrible." And the monk was like, "Well, no, not really, because he left the real treasure, which was the moon in the window." And so the monk was saying basically like, or he said something like, "I wish I could have gave him the real treasure, which was the moon in the window," or something like that. Basically what he was saying was, this thief didn't hurt him, he hurt himself. He ended up, karmically, he's gonna have to pay for what he did. And the monk didn't even give a shit about his possessions. And the monk was feeling like, I wish I could have helped this guy to realize that he's on the wrong path and what he's doing is wrong, and he's only hurting himself, really, is kind of the moral of the story. Another quick little Zen story I was reading. There was this school of monks, and there was one student who, he would always steal food, he would always steal from the other people. He was just a terrible monk student, and all the other students hated him. They couldn't stand him, and they would get upset because the monk leader, the teacher, the sensei, would always accept him. Instead of kicking him out of the school, he would let him stay and continue to behave badly. And all the other students were like sick of it. They couldn't stand the guy. And so finally he got caught stealing again, and the students all got together and they went to the teacher and they said, "Look, we've had enough of this guy. If you don't kick him out, we're all going to leave." And the teacher said, "Well, if that's the way it's got to be, then that's the way it's got to be." They're like, "Why would you let us all leave when we're all good monks and you keep the one bad monk?" They're like, "Well, how does that make sense?" And the teacher said, basically, that bad monk needs me a lot more than the rest of you do. So, he needs my teaching the most. If I'm going to let anyone go, you guys are, you'll be all right out there. He won't. He's like, I've got to teach this guy. Somebody's got to teach him. You know what I mean? What's going to end up happening to him out there? He's going to end up getting himself killed or something. So he's like, this guy needs me more than you guys do. So, if I'm going to have one student, it's going to be him. And, and then the dude's like, apologizing and this and that, but probably never learn, just like a lot of other people don't ever learn. They just continue to, plow ahead in their ignorance, doing stupid things, and you can't force anyone to learn anything. That's one thing I've learned over my lifetime. You cannot force people, even if, you're trying to do it for their own good. Anyways, I guess I'll try to get that draft video out maybe within the next couple of days, because I got a lot to say about that. Anyways, appreciate every single one of y'all. Thanks for the subs, thanks for the likes, thanks for the comments, thanks for the tips, thanks for the Patreon especially. And if you want a response, try to get your comment within the first hour of the video being out. I still respond to comments randomly throughout the following days, but your best odds of getting a response is early on. Anyways, appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next one. Everybody have a good one.
We're having way too much fun in this cave. I thought we had to use a tiger for this cave, but I guess not. Here's a drop right here. Damn, already almost full up. I'm gonna have to drop that meat. Okay, there's a drop right there. If I can get to it. See that? Fuck with him, the sword. Tried to get me. I think it fell down. I think the Megalosaurus in the water somewhere. Yeah, I fell down in the water with the rest of that shit. Let's get this last onk. Alright, now, if I get taken, I get taken, but I got backup, I got stuff I can use. Let's see. Come on. Trike saddle. Useless. Went up a level. Okay, so let's get rid of all this meat. Raw meat, you can dump it. There we go. See, it was mostly meat keeping me in that position. Let's see. Pretty sure that that's just a pool. I wouldn't be surprised if there really was a drop in that water, but shit, it's full of all kinds of crap, and I don't see it anywhere, actually. You're supposed to see the light when you're in there. Probably going to get a lot of resource by the time I'm done with this cave. Just trying not to hurt myself. There's an arthro over here. And some scorpions. Arthro is probably the most dangerous thing there. Alright. Go. So we got the artifact. Now we can just kind of make our way out. Kind of look around, see if there's any other drops in the area. See if there's anything else. I don't think you can fly out of there. It'd just be a piece of glass or imaginary hole. Alright, so far so good. Let's get out of here. We got what we need. We didn't have to use the tigers. Consider ourselves lucky. There we go. Find our way out. There we go. Ooh. Oh, there's a drop. There's a drop. I see the drop and I hear something. Got it. You're gonna drop right there. Well, good Carno saddle. If it was a blueprint, I'd be happier. A 160 blueprint right now is better than what is it? What did I have? 196. That would be better than 96. Alright, so we got the artifact. So I'm going to put all this over here. I'm going to keep all the stuff on it. I'm going to get the stuff that I put in here off. And go on the bird. Put that on there again. And we're loaded up. Can we keep the raw meat? No, we're too heavy. So we'll drop the raw. And that brings us down to half. Now there was an Oviraptor. I do need an Oviraptor. It was a red one. I can try. Here it is. There it is. Alright guys, this video's a little long. Thanks for hanging in there with me. I kinda focused on getting out of that cave alive towards the end there. But, you know, when it comes to people stealing shit from you, you have to forgive them. Like, I forgive my friend who took stuff. I forgive him for not paying the rent. I forgive him, but I can't have him here anymore. I can't tolerate that in my house, so I had to get rid of him. And, you know, it's not something you want to do. You don't want to be the bad guy who does, but the thing is, unfortunately, sometimes you got to make decisions. You have to decide whether or not you're going to actually do what you got to do with these people. You know, unfortunately, I personally don't like the fact that I have to put money above other people. But without money, I don't exist. I can't survive. That's why what's coming with the Antichrist taking control of the financial system, making sure that without the mark of the beast you can't buy or sell, is a very profound statement. It's definitely a profound statement. And you definitely want to make sure that you are seriously interested in being the Christ-like being you want to be. I got into a fight, but I managed to skirt around the worst effects, but I didn't know it was demon possessed. I thought it was just me being angry. Now, 2 years later, I have pain in my heart. I have pain in my left side. And I don't know if it's related, but I can tell you anything having to do with the heart and the circulatory system is usually stress and anxiety. And it's not like it was the most clean energy in the world, that's for fucking sure. But you see what I'm saying? I want to do what's right. I want to do what's best. Unfortunately, sometimes you can't afford to do what's right or best. But you could always afford to forgive and show mercy and compassion. Well, I shouldn't say that. That's not true. I should say most of the time you can afford to forgive and show mercy and compassion. Most of the time. It's just a matter of whether or not you decide to do that, to be that merciful, kind being. And I mean, it's your choice. It's your choice either way. You can get some stamina. But ultimately, you know, you could say God judges you, and he's talking about karma. There is a kind of karmatic effect, but in my experience, the spirits on the other side override all that shit. So what you and I would consider a definite mechanism for to promote righteous behavior, if that mechanism was in effect right now and it wasn't being overridden, then you and I would have reasonable rates of pay, reasonable acquisition of resource, like a house price would be reasonable, food prices would be reasonable at all times. Because most people are good people and they do the right thing, and we would work our way out of any kind of karmatic debt naturally, just by being good people. But unfortunately, that's just not the case. What I heard through the grapevine is that they override magically pretty much all the regulatory systems that are available. They override that, and they just pretty much screw people out of their future. You know, they do. And they replace those people with their people, which what they would call the demon people. And that's the way it is, you know, unfortunately. I hate to say it, but it doesn't look good sometimes. But like I said, I'm not depending upon karmatic effects. I'm depending upon my personal authority and the authority of the one that called me out of the world and put me on this path. The Lord put me on this path regardless of what any man says. Okay? Oh, yeah, that's right. I jumped the meat. That was too heavy. I wanted more meat in there. This is almost done. And, you know, I don't worry about it anymore, because ultimately, you know, people have to decide for themselves whether or not they're going to be good people. And if they're not going to be good people, then they shouldn't get the rewards. What's happening is there's some very evil people getting rewards for good people. People stealing their inheritance. My inheritance was stolen. And it wasn't stolen by the elite or the Illuminati or the government corporation. What stole my blessings was fear. Fear, anger, rage, hatred, bitterness, resentment. That cost me all my blessings. And that's why that particular thing sucked. I really hated that. But that's okay. Live and learn. Moving on with our lives. Anyway, this is a long video. I have to stop it now. But thanks for watching. Joey's always got some good shit. You should check out his channel. Joey the Gypsy. Bye-bye.